every single tin concurrently sitting in your recycling bin, the empty tomato can, the tuna tin, the soup can you rinsed out this morning, is genuinely one step away from becoming a thriving little herb garden lined up along your kitchen window. And the entire project costs you nothing but a few minutes with a hammer and nail. There is something quietly satisfying about snipping fresh basil for tonight's pasta sauce from a can that used to hold something else entirely. And this is precisely the kind of small, achievable win that turns a complete beginner into someone who genuinely enjoys growing their own food, one windowsill at a time. Preparing your cans properly is the entire foundation this project rests on, and it takes only a few minutes per can once you know the process. Start with any clean, empty tin can. Tomato sauce cans and larger vegetable cans tend to offer the best depth for herb roots, and remove any remaining paper label along with the sharp inner rim left behind by the can opener, smoothing it down with pliers or a file so you are not reaching past a sharp edge every time you water. Using a hammer and a sturdy nail, punch 3 or 4 evenly spaced drainage holes through the bottom of each can. Since herbs sitting in trapped water will develop root rot within weeks, no matter how well you otherwise care for them. And this single step is the one beginners most commonly skip in their excitement to start planting. A thin layer of small pebbles or broken pottery shards in the bottom of each can beneath your soil further helps water drain away from roots rather than pooling at the base. For appearance, a coat of chalk paint, colorful acrylic, or simply a wrap of twine or fabric around the exterior transforms a utilitarian tin into something genuinely charming lined up along a windowsill. And this decorative step, while entirely optional for the plants themselves, is often what turns a functional herb garden into one you are proud to show visitors. Your soil choice and starting method both meaningfully affect how quickly you get to your first real harvest. A lightweight, well-draining potting mix specifically formulated for containers rather than dense garden soil or topsoil gives herb roots the loose, aerated structure they need within a can's limited depth, and mixing in a small amount of perlite further improves drainage in such a compact space. When it comes to starting your herbs, beginners are often better served purchasing small nursery starts for basil, parsley, and mint rather than starting entirely from seed, since transplanting an already established seedling into your prepared can get you to a genuinely usable harvest within just a couple of weeks, rather than the 4 to 6 weeks many herbs need to germinate and establish from seed alone. Chives and cilantro, by contrast, are perfectly reasonable to start directly from seed sown right into your prepared cans, since both germinate quickly and transplant somewhat poorly compared to herbs like basil. Choosing the right herbs for this particular growing setup matters considerably, since a tin can's modest size and shallow root depth suits certain herbs far better than others. Basil, parsley, chives, and cilantro are outstanding choices for beginners, all of them genuinely thriving in the compact root zone a repurposed can provides while rewarding you with fast, usable growth within just a few weeks of planting. Thyme and oregano, both naturally low-growing, drought-tolerant Mediterranean herbs, also handle a shallow container beautifully and tend to forgive occasional inconsistent watering better than leafier herbs do. Mint deserves a small caveat, despite being an excellent windowsill candidate, since its notoriously aggressive spreading habit, usually a problem in open garden beds, is actually neutralized entirely by the confined space of an individual can, making container growing genuinely the ideal way to enjoy mint without it taking over an entire garden bed. Rosemary, while a wonderful kitchen herb, generally prefers a slightly larger root system than a single tin can comfortably offers long-term. So, if you are drawn to rosemary specifically, planning to transplant it into a larger pot after its first year, once your can-grown seedling has outgrown its starter home, keeps this particular herb happy over the long run. Light and temperature requirements are where a kitchen windowsill setup genuinely lives or dies, and Getting this part right determines whether your herbs flourish or slowly fade into leggy disappointment. Most culinary herbs, basil and parsley especially, want a genuine minimum of 6 hours of direct sunlight daily to produce the dense, flavorful growth you are hoping to harvest, which means a south-facing or west-facing kitchen window is almost always your strongest location if one is available. A north-facing window, common in many American kitchens, and often the only option in an apartment, typically does not provide enough direct light on its own, and herbs placed there will frequently grow tall, thin, and pale as they stretch desperately toward whatever light they can find, a problem easily solved by adding an inexpensive small LED grow light positioned just above your cans for a few hours each evening to supplement whatever natural daylight your kitchen provides. Temperature-wise, most common culinary herbs are comfortable in the same 65 to 75 degree Fahrenheit range. Most people keep their homes at, though it is worth remembering that a windowsill directly above a drafty single-pane window can run noticeably colder in winter or hotter in summer than the rest of the room, so checking your specific spot with a simple thermometer during the first few weeks helps you catch a problematic microclimate before it stunts your herb's growth. The research supporting kitchen herb gardening reaches well beyond simple culinary convenience. Nutritional studies comparing fresh-cut herbs to their dried, store-bought counterparts have consistently found meaningfully higher concentrations of volatile aromatic oils and certain vitamins in herbs harvested immediately before use, since both flavor compounds and specific nutrients like vitamin C begin degrading from the moment of harvest. Making a windowsill can genuinely the freshest, most nutritionally intact version of any herb you could possibly cook with. Separate research on cooking behavior and vegetable and herb consumption has found that people with visible, accessible fresh herbs in their kitchen report using them in meals considerably more often than people who must remember to buy a store-bought bunch specifically for a single recipe, essentially meaning your tin can garden functions as a subtle behavioral nudge toward cooking with more fresh, flavorful ingredients simply because they are sitting in easy view every time you are in the kitchen. There is also genuine research behind the sensory experience itself. Studies on aromatherapy and scent exposure have specifically examined herbs like basil, mint, and rosemary, finding associations between their characteristic aromatic compounds and measurable improvements in alertness and mood, meaning the simple act of brushing past your windowsill herbs and releasing their scent throughout the day may be doing quiet, cumulative work for your mental state well beyond whatever meal you eventually cook with them. Watering a tin can herb garden requires understanding one key characteristic of the container itself, and it is the same principle that makes any small pot different from a larger one. A tin can's relatively small soil volume dries out considerably faster than a standard garden pot holding the same herb, meaning your watering routine needs real, active attention rather than a fixed weekly schedule copied from a larger container garden. Checking soil moisture daily by pressing a finger about half an inch into the surface, considerably shallower than the 2-inch check recommended for larger pots, given how little total soil volume it can actually hold, tells you reliably when it is time to water. Water thoroughly until you see a small amount draining from the holes you punched in the bottom. Then empty any excess that collects in a saucer beneath the can, rather than letting your herbs sit with wet feet, since this single habit prevents the vast majority of root rot issues beginners encounter with small container herbs. During the drier air of winter heating season, when many of these cans are living entirely indoors on a windowsill rather than getting any benefit from outdoor humidity, checking moisture slightly more frequently than you might in summer catches the faster drying caused by forced air heat before your herbs show visible stress. Fertilizing and the herb equivalent of pruning both play meaningfully outsized roles in a small tin can setup compared to a larger garden bed, precisely because the limited soil volume holds a smaller total nutrient reserve to begin with. Feed your can herbs with a diluted, balanced liquid fertilizers roughly every 2 to 3 weeks during active growth, since frequent watering in such a small container gradually washes nutrients out through the drainage holes faster than in a larger pot, and skipping regular feeding is one of the most common reasons a can herb garden slows down and yellows after its first strong initial growth spurt. The equivalent of pruning here is really just regular, intentional harvesting, and this is genuinely one of the most beginner-friendly aspects of the entire project. Pinching basil and mint stems just above a leaf node, rather than simply plucking individual leaves from the top, encourages the plant to branch out and grow bushier from that exact point, rather than continuing to stretch upward as a single, increasingly leggy stem. The same principle applies to cilantro and parsley, where harvesting outer, more mature stems first while leaving the newer, central growth intact keeps the plant producing continuously, rather than being cut down all at once and left to slowly recover. Herbs genuinely respond to this kind of regular, thoughtful harvesting with more vigorous, denser growth than an unharvested plant left entirely alone, meaning using your herbs generously in the kitchen actually helps them grow better rather than working against their health. Even a well-tended tin can herb garden runs into a handful of predictable issues, and knowing how to read them takes most of the guesswork out of your first attempt. Leggy, pale, sparse growth almost always traces back to insufficient light, and moving your cans to a sunnier window or adding a small supplemental grow light typically produces a visible improvement within 1 to 2 weeks. Yellowing leaves paired with consistently damp soil point to overwatering in a container that likely does not have adequate drainage, and confirming your holes are actually clear and unclogged, sometimes soil compacts and blocks them over time, resolves this quickly. Small gnats hovering around the soil surface, a genuinely common indoor container issue, typically indicate soil that stays too consistently moist near the surface, and allowing the top half-inch to dry out slightly more between waterings, along with a thin layer of sand spread across the soil's surface, discourages the moist conditions these pests need to breed. Rust developing on the exterior or interior of an unpainted tin can is largely cosmetic in the earliest stages and does not meaningfully harm your herbs, though a can that has genuinely rusted through and developed holes beyond its original drainage punctures should be retired and replaced, since a structurally compromised can will eventually fail and spill soil across your windowsill without warning. And if a specific herb simply seems to be struggling despite otherwise attentive care, double-checking that its particular light and moisture preferences actually match your kitchen's real conditions, rather than assuming every herb wants identical treatment, usually reveals the mismatch, causing the trouble. A few small finishing touches make an even bigger difference in how well your windowsill garden actually performs day to day. Labeling each can with the herb it contains, whether with a simple painted marker, a small wooden tag, or chalkboard paint directly on the tin, prevents the genuinely common mix-up of confusing young basil and cilantro seedlings before their mature leaves make the difference obvious. Rotating your cans a quarter turn every few days ensures even growth on all sides rather than a lopsided plant, leaning entirely toward whatever direction receives the most consistent light, a particularly common issue for windowsill setups where light only reaches from one side throughout the day. Grouping cans by similar water needs, keeping thirsty basil and parsley together and separate from more drought-tolerant thyme and oregano also makes your daily watering check considerably faster and less error-prone once you have more than 3 or 4 cans lined up. Building a genuinely thriving tin can herb garden really comes down to respecting a short list of specific details. Prepare your cans properly with real drainage before you ever add soil. Choose herbs genuinely suited to a shallow container and your kitchen's actual light conditions. Water considerably more attentively than you would a larger garden pot, feed regularly given the limited soil volume, and harvest often, since regular pinching keeps your herbs bushier and more productive rather than diminishing them. Handle those details with intention, and that stack of empty cans destined for recycling will instead become a genuinely useful, fragrant, constantly replenishing herb garden, lining your kitchen window for months at a stretch, ready every single time a recipe calls for a fresh handful of basil, parsley, or mint. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.